this notion of relativism is one that is pernicious. How many of you have had experiences talking with the true for you but not for me sorts of relativists? It's all a matter of perspective. It's all just opinion. That's just your interpretation. There is no such thing as knowledge. There is no such thing as truth for all people. It's simply what we happen to, we just have different perspectives on this. And you could be, you just have your view. In fact, I was on one campus, I was speaking, and there was one person who said to me during the Q&A time, he said, when people in the Middle Ages or whenever believed that the earth was flat, and this is a caricature of what actually took place in history, but when people believed that the earth was flat, that was true for them back then. I said, so for example, I said, well, what would happen if you got people who are starting to come around to believing that the earth is round? This conversation, I didn't plan it this way, but I'll just mention this whole idea of the earth being flat. There's a little pun in there for you. As I was speaking, I said, what about people who happen to be believing this, and you've got some people who believe it and some don't? Is it partially flat? Is it partially round? Is it flat for some people but round for others? What's the situation here? I mean, it's kind of a silly sort of a thing, that reality is somehow based on what I happen to be thinking about and nothing beyond my own mind. And this is what relativism really is, that truth is dependent upon my mind. It's dependent upon the constructs that I make up. Well, as JP mentioned, he said truth is a matchup, a correspondence between a statement or a story and the way things really are. Reality is the truth maker. It's sort of like betting on a horse. I'm not advocating this, by the way. But it's not because you've bet on the horse that it's going to win. Your bet is successful only if the horse wins, if there is that matchup between the bet that you've made and the horse that wins. In the same way, reality is that truth maker.